Oh God, here I am, 10 minutes before showtime at M&N Studios, Manhattan, New York City. How did I ever get here? I certainly don't deserve to be here. Who is the real John Querci? Just a boy. A boy from a small town in northeastern Pennsylvania. Wilkes-Barre? Scranton? So what if I was a small town doc? Now I'm a big city kid who just happened to run into this crazy producer who wants to waste his time with me. Or so I feel that way. He does have a really cool name though. Vince Lombardi. My co-host is Robin Paris, this incredibly talented actress and Juilliard graduate who I met by chance. My credentials are that I'm just telling the story of my journey as I lived it and am living it.
Oh God, oh God, oh God. How did I ever get myself into this? What if I suck? What if I forget everything I know about the topic? I'm co-hosting a show called From Fear to Love, and I am not feeling the love. I'm a metaphysical life coach in need of coaching. How did I ever get here? Oh yeah, John. This is John's fault.
I changed my life from one of living in fear and self-doubt to one of recognizing my fears, but not giving them any power over me. By living a life of accepting change, which is what love is all about. Sounds good, but will people believe me or just laugh at me? I'm just a little boy trying to bag the big trophy animal called fear.
Oh, yikes. Why is my heart pounding so loudly? Oh, God, I can't even breathe. I want to throw up. I'm scared, and I need to move out of this feeling. All right. Calm down, Robin. Breathe. It's all good. The conversation of moving from fear to love is awesome. And I'm going to move out of my fear, and I am going to be present for it. Yes.
A good friend of mine told me, just put your head down and run with the ball. Run where? Maybe I should run home before the director says, action, we're live. Oh God, I think it's already too late. Okay, breathe. I can do this. Just relax into it. Stop the resistance.
Your wallet.
Journey with me, baby. Take you on a ride. Cut the chase, let's race down to the lifestyle. Judging makes you crazy. Easy is so free. Come with me, 'cause mentally I'm lovely. To be loved, fearlessly to be loved, so holy. BuddhaBaby, shake me in my belly. To be loved, fearlessly to be loved, so holy. BuddhaBaby, shake me in my belly.
Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Dr. John Querci. I'm an emergency room physician and intuitive energy healer. I have a special interest in relationships, all sorts of relationships, whether they be romantic, business, personal, but the most important relationship that we all have to face is the relationship we have with ourselves. And in a series of shows, myself and my co-host, Robin Paris, are going to be introducing to you the concept of relationships. From Fear to Love is the name of the series. It's one major decision, one very big decision that we have to become conscious of, and that is, do we want to live a life of fear or one of love? Once we make that decision, the rest is easy. It's a bunch of little baby steps. And that's what we're here to show you. We're here to show you from our own personal experiences. This is about us. This is our journey. This is what we went through, and this is what we continue to go through. There's no end to this journey. All of life is about the journey. There is no destination. It's just constantly learning and evolving. We get better with time if we're conscious of it. But we have to be aware of the situation. And the situation I want to briefly introduce you to is called our comfort zone. That's the zone that we all create for ourselves, where we feel comfortable. We feel relatively safe. Sure, we're not totally happy, but we're content. We realize that we don't have everything we really want, but we limit the amount of pain. And the most important pain in life is emotional pain. We limit how much of that we expose ourselves to, but we also limit our capabilities. But in order to protect ourselves in this little comfort zone, we build this impregnable wall around us. It's huge. We can't get around it, or so we believe. There have been two other walls in the history of modern world which were thought to be impregnable also. The Berlin Wall and the Iron Curtain, both of which fell quite easily once people decided they didn't want them up anymore. Common everyday people. Now, we also surround ourselves with our peers. These peers are chosen by ourselves to reinforce our feelings. They're like the president's cabinet. The only problem with our peers is that they will ostracize us if we break away from what we described our comfort zone to. So all of a sudden you decide you want to change. You make that big decision. Now you're faced with not being ostracized or dealing with it, and breaking down that impregnable wall, or so it seems. Well, go up to that wall and very gently and lovingly push up against that wall. Now, don't hurt the wall and don't hurt yourself. Just lean into it. And when you get scared, run back to the group. And then go try it again. But to your absolute amazement one day, as you lean into this wall, you notice that the wall dissolves right in front of you. Then you get really frightened, because you look out and you see this vast world of endless opportunities that you can embrace. But which ones do we embrace? Where do we go? What should we do? What about the world that we're leaving? We won't be welcomed back to it again. That's what the journey's all about. From fear to love. One big decision and a bunch of little baby steps. And this is something that we all can do if we choose. And if we don't choose, when we're ready, we can decide to do this. Now, I'd like to introduce my co-host, Robin Paris, and she's going to give her view on this. Thank you for listening.
Hi, I'm Robin Paris. Moving from fear to love. That's huge. How do you do that? Well, that's a conversation that resonates deeply in all of us, because every day we get to choose a life that resonates from love or one from fear. Love is all there is. Everything else is illusion. Fear is just our frightened child. And fear is very sneaky. It can call itself by a lot of names. Fear calls itself greed, anxiousness, hatred, anger, poverty, illusion. That's fear. All love is unconditional. And yet, love must move through the filter of fear in this schoolroom. And once love touches the vocabulary of fear, it becomes conditional. So, is that why we, as human beings, always believe in the no than we do in the yes? When we were in our infancy, we were love in its perfection. And then the moment of separation happens, when the mother and child are no longer one, and the soul registers the message, oh, it was this unconditional love that moved me from the oneness. And once we as souls register that message, we move very cautiously around this business of unconditional love. And yet, We all strive to lead authentic lives, lives that generate from our deepest, highest self, from our hearts, not from the mind where the vocabulary fear resides, but from our hearts. We're all divinity. We are spiritual beings having a human existence. We're not human beings having a spiritual existence. So the news is good. There's not one more book to buy. Oh, sorry, John. John wrote a book. Or one more course to take or another guru to follow. Everything that we need lies within us. We're good. We're cooked. We're golden. All we have to do is remember. And that's what we've come to learn. That is what we've come to challenge. To live a life that's totally in the present, in the now, without the constraints of the past or the fear of what our actions are going to cause in the future, but to be generating from this moment. Oh my God, can you imagine what our lives would look like? All our relationships would change. Our love relationships, our friendships, our work relationships. So come on, join John and me on this journey, because we're taking it with you. And we are so supported in all realities. Spirit cheers us on. They cheer us on. They send us messages all the time, whether it's a song we hear on the radio or, I don't know, some little ditty we keep humming in our heads. They are here, they are with us, they are in us, around us, above us. Did you ever find a feather on the streets of New York? Well, stop, pick it up, put it in your pocket. That spirit saying, hello, we love you. It's time to get on the train. I got my ticket. There is no journey that you can take that is more holy. And there is nothing more courageous than those of you who choose to be present in the name of love.
Well, everyone, this is my most favorite part of the show. It's crosstalk. In crosstalk, we pose a question, we summarize the show, and we have usually different opinions about the approach to this problem. Now, the question I have today for Robin is, what do you tell someone? They're aware, they're conscious, they know where they are in life, but basically, they're scared, they're fearful, they're frozen in their own fear. They feel stuck, and they feel that there are no options. What type of advice, what type of encouragement, what do you tell them from your own life that will help them make that big decision, that choice to live a life of love versus one of fear?
Well, you know, this is going on with a lot of people we know. What's going on in the economy? People are losing their jobs, salaries are getting cut, and people are panicking because they either have to go and reinvent themselves, start a new career, or maybe they're working for less money in a career that they love or they don't love. But it's blessed what's going on. You know, when we come into this life, the lessons that we're here, the challenges that we've come to learn, they're blessed reminders of why we're here. So maybe there are souls that have come in at this particular time because they came to believe in themselves, to find their own power, to actually be present in the world in the way they really want to be in the world.